Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. You tuned in to another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. Before we get into it, though, please do us a favor. Go to all of our socials and follow us. You can hit us up at Instagram and Twitter at ViewerNonPod, Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. You can also follow us on YouTube at Viewers Anonymous. Make sure you like, share, and hit that notification bell. Leave comments on the videos. Make sure you also go sign up for Patreon at patreon.com/viewersanonymous. And if you haven't already, man, go to Spotify, hit that like button, hit that follow button, all that good stuff. Please, if you can, listen to us on Spotify. That would be very, very helpful. And other than that, man, what's up, Brody?
Nothing, man. The temperature ain't up. So
in the great words of you know what I'm saying, Clarence Williams III, welcome to hell.
Man, I'm telling you, bud. Yeah, so it's we now adapted some of your weather down here, man.
Absolutely.
So it's but the difference is we shut down here. I mean everybody stores closing, all types of shit. So I didn't have to work like a full day today. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I take those when I can get them. But I'm cool though, man. Just trying to honestly, man, I done started a new doc, man.
Okay.
It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. You know, started that Jerry Springer doc yet?
I did, but I fell asleep on it. But yeah, you know I watched that. Very interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I'm on the first episode, man. So it's looking interesting. But yeah, man. But I'm all right though, man. How about you, man? How you feeling?
Man, great, man. I hit you up about it yesterday, man. I finally sat my ass down and watched the Fall of the House of Usher. And we talked a little bit about that in the chat, and I was laughing to myself as I was looking up the stuff on online, and I didn't know. Well, I kind of knew once like it ended, because I was kind of getting like a hint of it, because they kept like showing the crows and all that shit. I'm sitting there looking, and I'm like, wait a minute, bro. I'm like, something about this motherfucker is like, I don't know, it's oddly familiar. So finally at the end, I'm watching it. And then I forgot what the lady's name was. I think her name was like Verna or something like that. She started quoting Edgar Allan Poe. So something clicked in me. I'm like, bro, this is some Edgar Allan Poe shit. I know for a fact. I go look it up. And nonetheless, The Fall of the House of Usher is a book. It's a short story written by Edgar Allan Poe. So I was like, okay, that's dope. So that's why I was so into it the way I am after I figured out what the fuck it was. I'm like, because it's Edgar Allan Poe. I fuck with dude. So that was great, man. It was a real good watch. And then you hit me to the fact that it was connected to the Hunting of Bly Manor and Hunting of Hill House.
Hill House, also Gerald's Game. And so Gerald's Game is a movie that
I know what Gerald's Game is. It's them two is in it.
Yeah. It's Mike. Is it name Mike Flanagan or some shit like that?
I think so.
And also Midnight Mass, which we did on this podcast.
Yep. So
he just really recycles the same character with the same actors, and they do different characters like American Horror Story, which is dope. So
very dope.
And the one girl, so if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm right about this. The girl that was oh man, I forget what she was in the House of Usher, but in Midnight Mass, the girl that was the boy, like the guy that came back to the island, the girl that was like his love interest or whatever. Yeah, she's married to the Mike Flanagan guy or some shit like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm not mistaken. I think I'm like 90% sure. But yeah, so they got a cool thing going right there. Cause I like all of those. Like
Yeah,
all of the ones that I mentioned,
yeah,
all of them things was dope. So he's doing a good job with that shit.
yeah. But outside of that, man, you know what I'm saying? You talking about that weather that y'all got? We got the snow back. You know what I'm saying? Middle of me working, I just started seeing snowflakes. I just hung my head. I said, "God damn it, it's coming back, man." So I thought we was at least gonna get a week in between it, but that shit was like, nah, we coming right back with it. So the snow is back in Ohio. Um, but you know what I'm saying? You already know what I'm on today. You already know what I'm on today, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
big major day today.
Yep.
My boy's going to war in a few minutes, so you know what I'm saying. I'm excited about that. Other than that, shit, man, life been good, bro. I can't complain, man.
Good deal, man. Glad to hear it, man.
For
Glad to
sure.
hear it. I watched that game last night, but yeah, you know.
Oh man, great game.
I mean, it
Penn
was a
State
good
fucked
game.
that up. Penn State fucked
They
that up.
did. They did, but I'm just saying right now, from a guy who used to play defensive back and receiver, I would not go to Penn State. There's no way I'm going out there and lining up
Shit,
at
they
receiver.
need you,
Well, that's what I'm saying. He didn't complete the pass to a receiver, bro. How
bro.
crazy is that?
Cause he's trash. I could have
That's
told
crazy.
you that.
That's crazy.
But to me, that wasn't the issue. The issue was when they went up 24-17 and Notre Dame gets the ball back, right? The DB slips and falls, the receiver's wide open, the safety runs over, and I don't know what move he did. I don't know, like, was it supposed to be like a dead leg or a stop? I don't know what he did, but he did some little move, and the safety fell, and I was like, oh yeah, get him out of here. Because that didn't qualify for like no fall. It wasn't even like I don't know what dude was doing. It looked like he spasmed a little bit, but I'm like, that was a direct tackle.
Yeah.
It was a direct tackle. So I was like, that was dumb. Then when they had I think Notre Dame had the ball with like 1:54 on the clock. They didn't hit no timeouts. I'm like, James Franklin, what are you doing on the sideline? So yeah, I was like, man, that was Penn State's game. They lost that game. They really when they got the ball back, what they should have did was they should have just burned time off the clock because it was like 55 seconds or like 54 seconds when they got the ball back. I'm like, just burn time off the clock, go into overtime. Take your chances. But you know,
Yeah.
stupid people do stupid things. So, you know what I mean? But nah, man, listen, tonight episode is very, very exciting. I didn't get a chance to really get into it, but I feel like I got enough of the gist of it. And from what I've seen, I have some takes, man. I have some takes. So I can't wait to get into this one with you. But let's get into it, man. Tonight we doing Fight Night, the Peacock original, produced by iHeartMedia. I mean, not iHeartMedia. I'm sorry, Heartbeat Productions. I don't know why I said iHeartMedia. Heartbeat Productions and Will Packer. Which first and foremost, salute to Kevin Hart and Will Packer for, you know what I'm saying, always teaming up and, you know what I'm saying, doing their best to bring us great content because I ain't gonna lie, man, they work well together. So this one is I want to say it was released 2024. It's a mini series starring Kevin Hart, Taraji P. Henson, Don Cheadle, Samuel L. Jackson, Terrence Howard, just to name a few. And also, this is about a story about an armed robbery of a party that was supposed to be for all the major crime bosses, all the black major crime bosses in America around 1970 during the Muhammad Ali fight right after he got, I want to say, out of jail, right?
Well, I don't
jail.
Possibly, but I do remember them saying like this was his first like fight in the South.
Oh, it was his first fight in the South out of jail.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And all of this is supposed to be in Atlanta, Georgia, which is very, very interesting. So, first thing is first. this is what I want to. I just want to run down some things that I noticed. Right. Um, I noticed that there was a very interesting take on Ali's position on not going to the draft. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found very interesting that they did with this miniseries is they didn't just have white people being angry with him at quote unquote draft dodging.
Mm-hmm.
It was some black people that didn't fuck with that either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One of the main characters, Don Cheadle's character, JD Hudson was one of them. And he ended up having to be the security detail for Ali the whole time he was there. Well, before the fight was going on, during the fight, and I believe after.
After, yeah.
So yeah, so I felt like that was a very interesting way to portray some of the people at the time. And then another thing that I caught on to. This is just Kevin Hart's version of Harlem Nights. That's exactly what this is.
That's an interesting take.
This is Kevin Hart's version of Harlem Nights. Now, I don't know if he necessarily wanted to go the comedy route, only because I think that would have been a lot tougher for him to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with some of the comedians that we got now, like they're not really as well known as comedians of the past have been. But yeah, I thought this was very, very similar to Harlem Nights as far as the setup of everything. You know, Harlem Nights, of course, came out in the 80s, so they kind of pushed it back to like the 20s. And now, you know, this one was in 2024, so they pushed it back to the 70s, right? Instead of it being in Atlanta, it had to be in Harlem because Harlem was like Harlem was like the black Mecca at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the 20s. And so in the 70s, Atlanta became the black Mecca at the time because of everything that was happening. You know, them getting, you know, the first black senators, or, you know, at the time, them having black senators and like black police officers and everything else. So Atlanta was becoming like the place for black people to be, which it has become. Well, I mean, now it's like the place to be for black people for sure. And so I thought that was interesting. And then what I also thought was interesting was with it being his version of Harlem Nights, he took a different approach. Instead of going comedy, he kind of went like the action drama route. So I thought that was, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he just took that Harlem Night blueprint and was like, yo, let's make this a star-studded all black cast. Let's find some new talent. Let's find some older talent. You know what I'm saying? Let's find some legends. Let's throw everybody in the mix and give everybody, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of shine. I thought it was dope because a lot of people from Atlanta and from the South really just so happen to be here. Like, for instance, David Banner, you know what I'm saying? Mississippi. Teresa Celeste, who played the Maxine character. When he was sitting, you know, talking to Miss Ruth across the, you know what I'm saying, his nneighbor, he was like, he kissed her and smacked on the ass. He was like, that's my cousin on my mama's side. You know, she's from, you know what I'm saying, she's from Atlanta. She used to be a Instagram comedian by the name of Teresa Topnotch. Nav Green is on there. Melvin Gregg is on here. Clifton Powell, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a bunch of people from, you know what I'm saying, like those southern areas that you see in this, which I thought was dope too. He also shot a nice little joint with his one of his dudes from the Plastic Cup Boys, Joey Wells. He played the pimp at the beginning when he was doing the numbers running thing. He was like, she played something, and she won this, and I'm supposed to get the money. And where the money at, man? You know what I'm saying? The money supposed to come to me. The money supposed to come to her. They had that little back and forth or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? He had his boy in there as well. So I thought that was dope too. But I mean, the way that they set this up, man, this is like a newer version of Harlem Nights. Same premise as well too, by the way. Same premise.
Yeah, because there was a fight. There was a robbery. You know what I'm saying? There was the taking out of gangsters. You know what I'm saying? They took out Calhoun. So in that fashion, I see what you're saying. Like at first, when you first said it, I guess I went more comedy. I'm thinking like there's not even the remote caliber of even type of comedy. But then when you think about everything else surrounded around it, I see exactly what you're saying. That is a great point now. When I think about it that way, because it does have a lot of similarities to the outcome of Harlem Nights, except they moved. They didn't move. Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, Harlem Nights, there's getting up out of there. But another reason that it had clicked to me when I was watching this about Harlem Nights too is because a while back when Kevin Hart used to have a radio show on Sirius XM, they were asking him. It was, I think the topic at the time was about Eddie Murphy coming back to stand-up comedy. And they was talking about all the great things that Eddie's done, all the great movies that Eddie's done. You know, his, two stand-ups stand as probably two of the best stand-ups of all time. And they were talking about how he did Coming to America and he did Harlem Nights. And when they mentioned Harlem Nights, they had asked Kevin, like, yo, do you think that you could do Harlem Nights? And he was like, well, he said, I feel like if everybody is on the same page, that's something that could be done. He was like, I don't know exactly how I would do it. He said, because you got to think about all the things that was happening in Harlem Nights and how that comedy was way different than how comedy is now. And so as I'm watching this, I'm kind of thinking back, to him being on the show and talking about it. And I'm like, yo, that's exactly what they did. They took the skeleton of Harlem Nights. They kind of rewrote everything. They pushed it up a little bit, changed the location. And I mean, it's basically the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You got Chicken Man, who will be quick. You got Moten, who would probably be Sugar. Taraji's character would be like the Della Reese character. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these play into effect. Change some things around, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like the cop ain't the bad guy. He actually the good guy this time. That type of thing. But for the most part, like this is Harlem Nights redone for sure.
Gotcha. That's a great fucking point. I didn't think about that, but that's a great point. Yeah. But while we're on it, that's something, and I actually was talking to my cousin Brandon about that today. I actually just watched Harlem Nights like last week.
Yeah.
That's one of those movies where I don't want to see it touched, and I don't think it should be touched.
I agree.
Like I just feel like when something was done so well, and then like the I don't think we have the type of, what do you call it? We don't have the type of veteran comedy talent that movie had. Because when you think about the veteran guys, the older people that was in that movie, you got Richard Pryor, you got Red Fox, you got Robin Harris. Let me see. As far as older people, I mean, Della Reese she wasn't a comedian, but oh man, your guy. Oh man, what was your guy name? And what was your guy that was Red's dad in Friday?
Oh, you talking about Ronaldo Ray?
Yeah, like him. So like, so when you look at like the older talent of comedians, I don't think we have that now.
Absolutely.
That could do that though.
What that could do, like a Harlem Night style
movie?
You got Earthquake. You got Don D.C. Curry. You got Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer. Eddie Griffin.
Well, okay. Well, when you say it that way, because see, I think because see, this is the thing, 40 and 50. But this is the crazy part.
Mm-hmm.
I said Robin Harris, bro. Robin Harris died at 36, bro.
Right.
Like he
I mean, shit. It's the same with Patrice O'Neal.
but
Patrice
he
O'Neal
looked,
died young.
but I mean, but like you wouldn't realize that he was only like 12 years older than fucking, you know what I'm saying? Kid.
Yeah.
But he looked fucking
He looked
about
old enough to
50.
be that nigga daddy.
Yeah. So it's like it's just crazy to think because I said older talent, and he only had to be like 34, 35 in fucking Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
So that's wild, bro. That's wild.
I mean, it's to me, I feel like if you find the right script, right, anything is possible. Right.
I mean, yeah, but
because I mean, look at it. I mean, look at this Project Fight Night. The right script made it possible to bring in new, fresh, young talent, right? New, fresh, young black actors, older, you know what I'm saying, black actors, and then two legendary black actors, really, because you got Clifton Powell in this, and you got Samuel L. Jackson in this, right? So I mean, like, and then if you move down from there, you got Don Cheadle, Terrence Howard, Taraji P. Henson, you know what I'm saying, Kevin Hart, right? Then you move down a little bit, you know what I'm saying, you got newer actors in Miles Bullock, Sinqua Walls, the guy that was in the new version of White Man Can't Jump. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Michael James Shaw, Jalen Hall, Latrice Johnson. And then you go further down the list, you got David Banner, you got Teresa Celeste, you got Melvin Gregg, you know what I'm saying? You got Lori Harvey was in this, Chloe Bailey was in it. So I mean, like, it's a way for them to pull off that style of a movie. Maybe not in the 20s, but I think that's why they moved it up to the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Because you got so much of the younger actors and actresses coming in that it's a little bit easier for them to go back to the 70s and check it out compared to stuff in the 20s and all that, like it was back then in the 80s. Like, I'm sure it was easy as fuck to access some 20s and 30s shit in the 80s.
Yeah, but this is also based on a true story too, so they had to be in the 70s.
Yeah, so, but I mean, if you think about the way that they set up Harlem Nights, shit, the boxer was
Jack Johnson.
Yeah, the boxer was Jack Johnson. You know what I'm saying? They was running fucking shy houses every goddamn where, right? So then instead of a shy house, it's now a after hours spot in New York. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure they ain't calling no damn shy house. There ain't no shy house in New York. So it's an after hours spot in New York, right? Then you got the mafia involved, which that's some shit that Jack Johnson had to worry about. So I mean, like, if you go off of that, I mean, it's damn near the same. It just ain't on a particular story of Jack Johnson. It's just kind of, you know what I'm saying, like fabricated around it.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like it's like, okay, like it ain't. It's. I'm trying to think of another movie where it was kind of like where they took like a situation that was like part of it like was real, but you know you changed the name and all types of shit like
Rocky.
that. But like, yeah,
Rocky's the perfect example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is true. This is true. So, but even the part of like, because see, like this was one of the things that really took, you know, Atlanta to the next level, because like you said, you had one guy that played a senator, a black guy that played a senator in this movie.
He was in
I remember him from Medea Go to Jail, but he was in that one show, not Moesha. What was the other one?
It wasn't Sister.
Sister.
It was Sister. No, it wasn't Sister.
Hold on, man.
It was oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking on this, bro.
Dude, I could have swear it was. I could have swear it was Sister.
I don't
Let me
think he
see.
was in Sister.
Well, he was in the Quad, Survivor's Remorse. Um, but he was on a big TV show.
A major TV show, bro.
Let me see. I
I
mean,
want
he
to say
did the
with
Shield, but that's not what
Parenthood.
I'm thinking about.
I think
He
it was
was
a
in
Parenthood.
he was in Girlfriends, but that's still not what I'm thinking about. Moesha. That's what it was. He was in Sister. I knew he was. He was in Sister for 2 years. So he
Wasn't he on
did.
Parenthood too?
I don't know, but he did Home Improvement. Hey, look, dude, damn, he was in an episode of Heat of the Night.
I'm sure he was. That nigga used to be on TV all the time for sure.
Well, that I found the one I was looking for. It was Sister and Moesha. I knew he was on that. I knew he was on that. But like he played a senator, but like this was kind of like the start of like Atlanta really taking things to the next level because you had the boom of like that type shit, or when you had the man running, you had so in the black community, you had the people running numbers and shit, trying to get a hold of real estate because that was Frank's whole thing was trying
Right.
to get this damn real estate shit kicked off. And he was from Atlanta, but he didn't want nobody to know because he moved to New York and he's running things in New York. And then like he just felt like, obviously the way black people were being treated before that time. Because see, when he came back, this is when black people were starting to, this was more of like where in their community they could build something. You still being treated away through like with the racist cops and stuff like that. But for the most part, if you can get a hold of some real estate or know the right people, but also you had the HBCUs and shit with the Spelmans and the Morehouses and the Morris Browns and all of these people who are moving from all over the country. They're getting degrees at these colleges and they're
Yeah.
staying there.
Yeah.
And so this is when everything started to, what I'm saying? There was that lift gate where things started to lift up. And that's when Frank started to notice, like, oh shit, like, it might be something in Atlanta now. Now, when he left, I can understand why he left.
Right.
I mean, you leave. I mean, I forgot how long. He said how long he hasn't been there. I think he was gone for like 20 years or some shit like that.
Yes,
I
it was
believe he.
because JD said he had became a cop in the 40s. Not the 40s, was it the 50s or 40s or something like that?
No, JD would have had to become a cop in the 60s.
Whenever it was, I know that because him and the captain was talking, and the captain was like, "Remember when I basically inducted you into the precinct?" And he was like, "Yeah, you called me the first nigga cop." And he was like, "Well, yeah, things changed or whatever." And so you might right, it might have been like the 50s, 60s.
Yeah, and so he moved and then came back. But like the
Mm-hmm.
resurgence of Atlanta, though, is crazy, bro.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. It makes sense. It makes sense, but it's also crazy at the same time. But like, but I'm pretty sure that there is, no matter where you are in a black community, especially like in like, I would say, now don't get me wrong, the shit is still going on to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But there were so many chicken man, like the
Oh,
dude running numbers.
yeah, the numbers man was
The
everywhere,
numbers,
bro.
man,
Numbers
everywhere.
man was
It didn't
everywhere.
matter where you lived in the country,
especially
but
around especially around like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Numbers man was everywhere, bro. That's
everywhere.
the what people don't know is that is, and they hinted at it a little bit in this series though, but basically that was America's way of coming up with the lottery. Because before that, America didn't come up with the lottery because numbers runners used to be from the mafia and then used to be from the inner cities. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
before it was an actual lottery, it was numbers runners out there. So they called them numbers runners. We used to just call them the numbers man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you would come up, they would have a certain amount of numbers. You come up, you know what I'm saying, you pick your numbers, you pay your money, and then boom, you know what I'm saying? If you hit good, you was good. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if you are young and black and you are at the grocery store or you are at a gas station, anywhere between like 11 and 12, you'll see a whole bunch of old black dudes lined up, either getting lottery tickets or playing the numbers.
Yep.
For sure.
I mean,
that's a staple in the community, for sure.
Yeah, see, down here, we you know what I'm saying, we call them ball tickets. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
We call them playing the numbers.
Hey, we call them ball tickets, and ball tickets are still rolling.
Oh, for
down
sure.
Here.
Hey, I got one. This the very first time I ever played the numbers, bro. This was like a couple weeks ago. I got one, bro, and I think the number was my number was 816. The fucking number ended up being 827.
Yo, boy, you hate when that shit happens.
Hey, man,
boy.
I was like, you know what? Never doing this shit again because I can see how a nigga get hooked on it.
Oh yeah, you can get hooked on it, but because you always like one or two numbers off, and you like,
listen,
hey, bud.
Listen, man. Let me show you something, bro. I'm out here hoping and wishing. You know what I'm saying? So, I get it, bro. I get how, you know what I'm saying, like back in the day, man, that was a thing because it was like shit. If you could just hit the numbers, bro. Like I understand now, like how motherfuckers do it, like look at the lottery and be like, bro, if I could hit that fucking Powerball, you know what I'm saying? It's over, baby. It's over.
Yeah.
So I get it, man. But I thought it was dope, like that they added all of that shit in there. Like even the fact that like this nigga used to sell smack. Like, I ain't heard that in forever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard the word smack in forever, nigga. So like even hearing shit like that, like I thought that was dope. Like they really embodied like that time and that era. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I kind of looked at, like, man, I don't know if I really liked it or not, was the dude that portrayed Muhammad Ali, bro. Like I didn't like the way they portrayed Muhammad Ali.
I think the problem is, well, I think it's two things. The way that he spoke in his cadence, right? The real Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
And then I think the other problem is how well Will did it. So I think that it's kind of like when other people do it, it's kind of like a mockery.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like another person. Great example, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Anytime you try to get somebody to play him, they overdo the list thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Unless you get Jamie Foxx to do it, then that nigga is Mike Tyson.
Now Jamie Foxx do it good too, but Michael J. White did it well too on that Tyson movie that came out in the 90s. But like when the dude, what was his name? Oh man, that thing that was called Mike that was on Hulu. Yeah. Like he was just trying too hard to get the Mike voice down.
And see, I think for a lot of people, that's really like the issues of playing certain people, because like Muhammad Ali wasn't going around everywhere talking like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like even when they had went to the house, that he was supposed to be at, like the little cabin house or whatever he was supposed to be at, that was out the way. First off, you don't put Muhammad Ali out in the sticks in Georgia. That's stupid. Okay. Everybody knows you don't do shit. You don't put no black people out in the sticks in Georgia in the fucking 70s and down. You don't do that. That's dumb. Okay. That's where racism thrives. You know what I'm saying? Nobody will hear you scream out there in the sticks. So I thought that was stupid first off. But like even when he was talking and then the senator started talking, he was like, yeah, man, you real smooth like the peanut butter on myself. Like first off, Muhammad Ali wouldn't say nothing like that. He's not in front of a fucking microphone. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, come on, bro. Like that, it was horrible, man. I thought that was trash, man. So I'm like, nah, I didn't like that at all. You know what I'm saying? Especially like you said, after Will Smith has done it, it's kind of hard to see anybody else. That's like a nigga playing Ray Charles. Like, all right, that's not Ray Charles. You know what I'm saying? That's not Ray Charles, bro. Like we seen Jamie Foxx be Ray Charles, talk like Ray Charles, like literally become Ray Charles. This nigga Will Smith became Muhammad Ali. Like nigga, that is what he's supposed to do.
But in both of those situations, the real person was on set. So they were able to, you know what I'm saying? They have an advantage over everybody. Now, granted, Muhammad Ali was to a point where he really couldn't talk.
True. But I mean,
he could talk, but
you can get on YouTube and just watch him talk regular. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't got to go to every fucking fight press conference and then be like, that's how he talk. He didn't talk like that on the you know what I'm saying? Walking down the street, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I understood it like when they had the microphone in his face and all that. I'm like, all right, he doing good. But once they got to that house, I was like, that killed it for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever see One Night in Miami?
I watched some of it. But that's the one with Jim Brown, Malcolm X,
Muhammad Ali, and Sam Cooke. Yeah. But yeah, I was just saying that because they had a guy to play. Now the dude that played Malcolm X in that, he did a good job.
I
think he did a really good job.
I gotta watch it all the way through because even that, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of.
I like. Did you like the? Because you watched Godfather Harlem.
I seen clips.
Oh man, I thought you watched it. I thought you watched that show, man.
Now the dude that plays the first dude that played Malcolm X in that one.
Yes, the first guy that played Malcolm X in Godfather Harlem, man, he had that shit down.
That nigga actually kind of looked like Malcolm X.
Yeah, that was the crazy part about it.
That nigga kind of looked like Malcolm X for sure.
Yeah,
but like Malcolm X is my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I started reading up and studying Malcolm X, and in 6th grade, I wrote a report on him, and my teacher told me that I fucking plagiarized it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, here's to you, Miss Jenkins. I ain't forgot, bitch. Anyway, never let that shit live down. Bitch, try to play me like I couldn't write. I was creative. Get the fuck out of here, man. Anyway, man. That's I should have became a rapper, bro. That would have worked. That definitely would have worked for sure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Miss Jenkins told me, you know what I'm saying, I plagiarized and I ain't plagiarizing these boards, bitch. And then just start going crazy. That's a fucking hit. But speaking of rappers, man. Bro, David Banner, playing Missouri Slim. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the holdup is, but I feel like David Banner should be in a lot more movies, bro. I haven't seen David Banner do bad in any movie he's been in. And granted, he don't have like no major roles for real. Yeah. But like the roles that he's had, I wouldn't say he had one. It was one film where he was in it a lot. But for the most part, like he does a great job in film.
He was in This Christmas a good bit.
Yeah, yeah, he did great in that.
But yeah, I think he did good. The accent killed me though.
Oh man,
and him being like a pimp with that curl.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
And so I think David Banner. I think you're right, but I think that he has kind of like really entered a space where I think David Banner is the type of guy where he's not gonna do something if it's not like a sentimental value type of thing. Right, I feel like he's probably been offered stuff, and he kind of read the script, was like, you know what, for the image I got, I don't want to do that.
Absolutely.
I think he's one of those type people where he's like, I got enough money. Like I don't want to do something for a paycheck. Like if I'm going to do something, it's going to be something that, I want it to mean something, and it's actually something that I want to do. Right. So I thought that this was a little bit more of a challenging role that I've seen him in, for the simple fact of like his voice cadence and you know what I'm saying, how he really kind of moved like a pimp. Yeah, all that type of stuff. Yeah. So I think you're right, man. I agree with you, but my personal opinion, I think he's looking at it like if it's not up the alley that I want to go up, I'm not gonna do it.
That's what's up. I agree, man. I agree. But like I said, I would really like for people to, you know what I'm saying, start snatching David Banner up and being like, hey man, we got something for you. Because I think that he can really add some flair to some movies, man. You know what I'm saying? Black Hollywood, regular Hollywood, all y'all start talking to David Banner, man. Get out there. Another person I was shocked as fuck to see. First off, didn't know who she was at first. I'm not gonna lie to you. She played Lola Falana. It was Lori Harvey. Okay,
Yeah, I didn't know either.
I'll be honest with you. I just realized and just found out what Lori Harvey looks like and sounds like. I'm late as fuck, probably, but
I'm late too.
yeah, I never knew what Lori Harvey sounded like. I never knew what she looked like. I know, like I seen hella pictures, but it wasn't like no like definitive picture. And then like even the pictures I seen, it wasn't nothing where I was like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? But like, don't get me wrong, beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? I think they did a great job casting Lola Falana because Lola Falana was a beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? But yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think she did pretty good as well.
I'm not mad at the performance. I'm not
Yeah.
mad at the performance, but I also think that with something that has those top heavy hitters that they had in
Yeah.
this movie, I don't think that they would have casted her if they didn't think that, you know what I'm saying, that she could pull off what she's doing. Because when we were talking about this off camera, like we're both like you was very interested like in the budget. You was like, man, I wonder what type of budget this thing got.
Yeah, I say it gotta be crazy, bro.
And it's not shown, but I also feel like I think a lot of people like did this for the love. Like when it comes to like somebody like Sam Mel, Don Cheadle, and Terrence Howard,
Mhm.
like I think like they regular rates. I don't think they took their regular rates to do this.
Well, nah, I agree with you. I don't think they did either, only because it's Kevin Hart and Will Packer. You know what I'm saying? And they know that whatever that's about to be is gonna be quality.
And I also think that they probably, because of the whole stuff that Taraji got going on, you know, when she was really going real big and strong on equal pay and saying that, you know, she hasn't made like a lot of money in Hollywood
Yeah,
and stuff
here's you,
like that.
Oprah.
Yeah, and I think they probably all made like the same thing. To be honest with you,
maybe so, man. I wouldn't be shocked.
I think if it's like a situation where it's like, all right, you know, we gonna pay like y'all people $8 million. Like I would think it's like Kevin Hart, Taraji, Dunn, and Sam probably all got like something like, all right, everybody get $8 million. Like it ain't gonna be.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't think for what it's worth, right? Like this is Kevin Hart's production company working with Will Packer production company, right? I don't think Kevin Hart really got that much for it. I think for him, this was like really for him, this was the love of the game. Like I think this is one of those ones where Kevin Hart looked at this like, yo, we can put this shit together. We can put some people on the map. We can give flowers to a couple people, and we could put some people on, you know what I'm saying, get them a couple dollars in their pocket. I agree with you. I think that's really what this was. This was like, yo, let's all come together. Let's make some shit and like, yo, let's put this out and sell it to somebody. And I think, you know what I'm saying, they went to NBC and was like, hey, we got an idea that, you know what I'm saying, that'll rock. And I think NBC was smart to take this.
Yeah. For it to be a Peacock original, because a lot of like I haven't seen a lot of Peacock originals, but like the ones that I've watched has been good. And Peacock, look, I mean the main reason why I kept Peacock, right, was the fact. I mean, it wasn't the shows, but the shows are starting to grow on me.
Yeah.
It was for number one, it was Sunday Night Football. All right, that was one. But the other reason is that Peacock and NBC be buying some of the like when the movies like be in the theaters, and then like when they come out, like they be catching a good bit.
Oh, for sure.
Like Peacock they be getting the like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They put like twisters on there.
Hey, listen, if anybody got the money to do it, it's NBC.
That's what I'm saying. Like they be putting some good ass movies. Like when they come out the theater, I think Nope went to Peacock first after theaters, if I'm not mistaken. So like, yeah, so Peacock be getting some, they be getting some heavy hitters, man. They be when they come out the theater. So
and it be exclusive too. That's the thing. It's exclusive. It ain't like, you know, they get it and then Netflix it's on Netflix. Nah, it be on Peacock for a minute and then they go everywhere else after that. So that is a major thing for sure.
Yeah. But I think they did a good job picking this up though. But I will say people sleep on it though. Like I don't know, like I remember telling you about it, but like anybody that I don't talk to a lot of people, but like the people that I have, nobody's really heard of this show.
Well, I know that you told me about it for sure. My mom and my sister had watched it and they told me about it. I remember hearing about it on Joe's podcast. And I've heard like a few other pods like talk about it and talk about how good it was. I think the thing is though, because of what it is, and it's like a mini series, I think that's what stifled it. Because I feel like if they would have just made this like a regular show, man, this could have been something. This could have been something different.
Well, the reason I think they made it a limited series because, like I said, it was based on a true story. So I think,
that's true. Yeah.
So I think it's just like one of them things where like there's really no element of surprise like for season 2 because it's like they took one singular story and you know you took it, you told the details of it and how it went down and you know you got these mobsters from New York and you know what I'm saying, well, different black mobsters from different towns and shit like that. And we all found out it ended up being a whole fucking revenge story. Ended up being a revenge story from oh man, what's my dude's name? From Cadillac. Yeah. Where his father worked with Frank and his father ended up dying, and Cadillac and his mom felt that Frank was responsible for his father being killed. So so Cadillac had this whole revenge thing from, well, two things. Like he was upset with Frank for killing his father, but he also was upset. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was with white people. I think when he played baseball, I think he might have played baseball with white people.
That's obvious. Every nigga in the 70s. So that's kind of a given. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You kind of gotta just assume that's what it is.
Yeah, and he got injured and he never was able to make it to the major leagues. Right. So he had this whole thing, but like, so you got this revenge story, you got the numbers runner who's trying to run numbers, also be a pimp, and he's trying to come up in the world. And, you know, but he also realizes, you know, and then the whole thing of him getting locked up for a couple of years, he blamed, what's his name, JD? Yeah, he blamed JD for getting locked up because he had that one ticket and he was like, oh man, you know, these cops never show up to this type shit, but he ended up showing up. And, you know, he ended up going to jail for a while, but then come to find out, surprise, they end up becoming friends. And, you know what I'm saying, working together to take out the gangsters and all this type stuff. But that was really because he ended up, they pinned the whole fucking heist on him, which you can see how that could happen because it happened at his house, at his establishment. And he
he set everything up. Yeah, nigga.
He set everything up. Except the robbery part.
Well, like, that part.
He set the whole party up, except he didn't know that it was going to get robbed.
Well, see, this is the thing that I thought was, you know what I'm saying, super interesting too, right? Was the dynamic of, you know what I'm saying, basically Chicken Man trying to hustle his way to the top and, you know what I'm saying, come up and basically, you know what I'm saying, live a life that he dreamed of, right? And the same actually was going on for JD, just in a totally different world. He just wanted to be a good cop. You know what I'm saying? He just wanted to be a cop that was appreciated for the work that he did. And I mean, like, the fact that they was able to show that same dynamic in two different forms, I thought that was brilliant as well. That was a great way to just show, you know what I'm saying, like people trying to live out their dream and just going through you know what I'm saying, just always having to face some type of obstacle, whether it was JD having to deal with, you know, the problem in the community of, oh, you know, you a pig, or on the other side of it, you know, the racism. And then you had Chicken Man, who had to deal with the fact of he a small time hustler. He just trying to get a break. Also, you know what I'm saying, getting out of jail and then trying to get back on his feet and take care of his family. So I thought that was super, super, you know what I'm saying? I thought they did a great job of portraying those two, you know what I'm saying, in kind of the same light, but in different ways.
Yeah. Yeah. I see exactly what you're saying, but it's also like that whole thing of where it's just you see an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw Frank as an opportunity of like, yo, if I could get on with Frank, like I could take my whole shit to the next level and
Absolutely.
set my kids up, set my family up for the future. And then you see all that go down the drain with the whole robbery shit. So he basically is playing catch up through the whole movie.
Yeah.
I mean, not movie, but the show. But
at the same time, JD is too, because you got to remember, JD, here he is. He gotta be security detail for Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that in Atlanta they ain't fucking with the fact that Muhammad Ali just got out for dodging the draft. So now he got to deal with that. Then on top of that, he also got to deal with the fact that one of the people on his, you know what I'm saying, on the squad don't fuck with the fact that Muhammad Ali did that. He also got to deal with internally that he don't fuck with the fact that Muhammad Ali did that. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget, you know what I'm saying, he tried to hit him with the clay stuff in the beginning too.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, my name is Muhammad Ali.
Right. And it already started off rocky, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no pun intended. But you know what I'm saying? Like I thought that, you know, seeing him go through the thing, I mean shit, he was playing catch up as well. You know what I'm saying? Because he ended up being a road cop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they both had, you know what I'm saying, like a path of battle that they really had to, you know what I'm saying, end up finding a way to come out on top. And of course, you know what I'm saying, they had to lean on each other to end up doing it. So I thought that was a great way of showing those two characters, you know what I'm saying, in the same light kind of.
I agree with you. And I didn't even think about it that way. But he was playing catch up though.
Yeah.
Because like the thing, but you also got to understand, no matter what he did, he never was appreciated. He never was appreciated for anything that he done. Because every time, like, you know, the even the whole expectation of the chief telling him, I want you to solve this robbery case, but it's like, but you know, you gotta do it like quick as possible. Like it's gotta be done in like 2 days or for shit. And it's like, how the fuck you expect this man to do this shit that damn fast? But you don't give him no detail. Like he gotta do this shit on his own.
He literally got to start from scratch.
Yeah, and it's just like, yo, this guy here, man. But like I said, he ended up, you know, which no surprise, when he ended up cracking the whole case at the end, he let the complete chief take the whole credit for the whole damn thing.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Before we get out of here, man, I want to talk about Samuel L. Jackson in this.
Okay.
His character is Frank Moten, who is a big time crime boss in New York, who, like you mentioned, was actually from Atlanta. And he was coming back, you know what I'm saying, to pretty much, you know, get his roots back. You know what I'm saying? Put it, you know, so is Royal Oaks in a way. You know what I'm saying? A very interesting scene was when he was talking to, I think it was either Cadillac or Chicken Man. He was talking to one of them. And he was talking about how when he was younger, you know, his grandpa had did something that had scared him or whatever. And it was something with the clay, the red dirt or whatever. And he had mentioned how, you know, his grandmother had told him that the reason that it was red was because it's supposed to be the blood of our ancestors and this is our land and all that. So I thought that was, you know what I'm saying, a very interesting piece to put in there. And then what you mentioning it too was the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like this is where he's from. This is, you know, like this is his home for real. And he coming back to pretty much say, hey, you know what I'm saying, I'm about to take this shit over. You know, so I thought that was a good piece to put in there.
I think so as well, but also to show like that transformation in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because like I said, but also in New York, he couldn't get any type of either real estate,
Right.
land, none of that type shit. Like a
Mhm.
black man, even though New York was a little bit more progressive, just a little though, because you still had redlining and all that.
I was about to say, because nigga,
Like,
in the
yeah,
70s, I don't give a goddamn what a nigga talking about. New York, all them shit, it was racist as fuck, man. You got to remember what was going on in the 70s, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, redlining was one of them, right? Welfare come along. You know what I'm saying? Crack on his way. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is getting locked up left and right since the beginning of time at this point. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, like, yo, they was not hiring black people for shit. Like, this is coming off of, you know what I'm saying, labor strikes. This is coming off of, you know what I'm saying, the unions and, you know what I'm saying, the mafia and all that shit. So like, yeah, like, nigga, it was some shit going on in the 70s.
Yeah. Shout out to Hoffa.
Yeah. Wherever he's at.
Wherever he is.
Wherever he is.
Wherever that body is. But
hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think, and this is just my opinion. I think that motherfucking body is in the most obvious place known to man. I'm just being real. I think that motherfucking body is in the most obvious place known to man. And I think, well, probably by now, all the motherfuckers that they even know where it's at is dead. But I think that the police that was looking for Hoffa's body didn't know exactly what the fuck they was looking for. Man. Because I would have searched all the obvious places.
I'm gonna put it like this. I personally think Martin Scorsese got the inside scoop. I think what he showed actually fucking happened. And they just like, oh, this is just a movie.
Maybe. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked.
Yo, I think Martin Scorsese knows, man. And just put that shit out. Oh man, this is just a movie, man. This is fiction.
Hey man, what if Martin Scorsese was like the inside man in the mafia, and nobody knew?
He got all the stories, dude.
And nobody knew. And you know what I'm saying? This nigga just was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna turn this shit around. I'm going to become a movie producer and tell all of this shit and just say,
tell all of this shit.
It's a movie. You know what I'm saying? This ain't real. It's just a movie, bro. I think he could. I think he got something to do with a lot of shit, bro. I
would not be surprised one bit. But but to finish out Frank though, like yeah, I just think that you know he saw an opportunity, he took it, but you know the robbery, he didn't know that he had somebody in his own team plotting against him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Just
something that he didn't see. It's hard to be aware of everything, but he's definitely an interesting character, especially like for him and Vivian to be working together toward, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the movie. I keep saying movie. At the end of the show, like when they start working together and all that type shit.
Do you think this would have been better as a movie?
The only thing is because this is 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was more like 35, 40-minute episodes.
Hey, lot of fluff in this motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. It was some stuff that we really didn't need. Some stuff that didn't really need to go like as far as in the detail with. I think it could have been, but I still think it would have had to at least be about a 3-hour movie though.
I say like 2:15.
But the thing is, I think some of the stuff we still kind of needed though.
I can tell you what we didn't need. We didn't need him calling every goddamn crime boss. We didn't need that. That was unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? We didn't need the press conference, the Ali press conference. You know what I'm saying? That was unnecessary. Now the interaction before the interaction after the press conference, I thought that was very important. but I don't think we actually needed the press conference part.
I don't think we needed to fight.
There you go. There you go.
That
could have it's a lot you can cut down out of this and make this shit just a movie. Because I feel like a 2-hour, 15-minute movie would have done way better.
Because they could have did this shit like American Gangster.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whole lead up before the fight.
Mm-hmm.
The whole him walking in, shaking Frank's hand, and then as soon as they get to the ring, boom, next scene.
And then go right to the party, show the robbery, then show them leaving the party. I mean, show them leaving the fight, getting ready to everything, and boom, then everything going in motion after that.
And you know what? Now that you say that, like even the whole robbery scene, we had like Taraji down there dancing and shit. We didn't need all of that shit.
Yeah,
like just that. I mean, yeah, I appreciate it, yeah. But it's just like, but we didn't need like that whole scene of them in that house trying to escape and yeah, you're right. Yeah, you know what? You're right, man. It was a little bit more fluff than we needed.
That's what I'm saying. I think with a lot of these shows, a lot of these movies, I mean, not a lot of these movies, but a lot of these shows, a lot of these miniseries that they put out, I think that they can easily start making these into movies. But I think the issue becomes, you know, if they do make it a movie, the whole budget thing, right? Like, I think that's where the issue comes in. Because, I mean, like, yo, if they made this a movie, this instantly gets talked about way more than it does as a miniseries. Because as a miniseries, for them to have 8 episodes of this is a little bit much. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's just a little bit much.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like the interaction with him and the neighbor, the Miss Roof lady, like that could have been a couple seconds and then moved on. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't need that to be that whole goddamn situation. You know what I mean? Also, shout out to, you know what I'm saying, Teresa Celeste. Good God, she got that thicker than cold peanut butter in the Arctic. Top of hard oatmeal, boy. Sheesh. Goodness gracious. I ran that scene back about 5 times.
Oh, man.
Salute.
Peanut butter. Yeah.
Well, she always been. Anyway, let's move on, man. Let's get into the Fire Flames, bro.
Let's do it.
What you rating this thing, man?
Great cast. I appreciate the cast. I appreciate the costume designs, all of that shit. Everything was on point. The destinations that they chose, all that's good. Now the more and more we talk, and the more and more like we figured out, yo, there was a lot of fluff in here.
Yeah.
I appreciate the vision, but I'm gonna have to give this like a 3.5.
Right.
I just don't see myself going back to it. It was something that I felt like I needed to watch, but I don't see myself going back to it. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Damn. I don't want to give it a low score. And mainly I don't want to give it a low score only because of what it represents and what it means to really just what it means to the film industry right now. I think that for the longest time, right, like we've gotten so many films where everything has to be like a period piece or a historic biopic or, you know what I'm saying, a slave movie or something dealing with racism, all that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm getting racism down. I know they trying their best to you know what I'm saying, to do it. And I ain't gonna say it's working, but it's like if I see one more black movie where, you know what I'm saying, everybody got, you know what I'm saying, the slave dialect, and, you know, they gotta find a way to get out of. I'm like, God damn, man, just make some shit that's funnier, make some sci-fi shit. Let us fight some aliens. Make a nigga fly. Do something else. And I feel like this was a refreshing show a refreshing project. Even though, you know what I'm saying, like it ain't necessarily something new, but I just felt like at the time it felt different, right? It just felt good to see, first and foremost, like black people doing something cool. You know what I'm saying? Being cops, being a senator. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, running a city. And then it also felt cool with it just being like all the crime bosses. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a bunch of black crime bosses and shit. Like we finally getting our own like murder mystery drama action type shit. So I felt like that was cool. So I can't go 3.5 just based on that. I'm gonna just go 4.
Okay, I'm not mad at it.
I'm gonna go 4. All right, man. So the next joint we got is hey, I don't know if you watched this yet, but it's a good one. It's a real good one, man. Speaking of, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, what I just actually talked about, this is one of those ones that was very refreshing as well. Especially with everything that had went on in the show and what it's based around, so on and so forth. But listen, the next joint we're going to be covering in the show is Lady in the Lake. It's an Apple TV show. It is amazing, starring Natalie Portman. Damn, what's the other lady's name, man? Shoot. Give me 1 second, everybody. My apologies. Moses Ingram. Shout out to Moses Ingram. She also was in what was that? Star Wars show Obi-Wan. She was in Obi-Wan on the Star Wars show. But they both did an amazing job in this show. It's on Apple Plus. If you guys got Apple Plus, go check out Lady in the Lake. Come back, get with us. A very, very gripping story about, you know, a Jewish woman and a black woman who kind of end up coming into each other's paths over, you know what I'm saying, some things that's going on in the city. It's an amazing show. Hey, and you know, if you've been watching this for a long time, I am a sucker for twists. And it's a twist in this mug that you are going to be, it's a jaw dropper. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a jaw dropper. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all think I'm putting a lot on it, but watch it yourselves and see. So, Lady in the Lake, come back, check us out, and then we're gonna get to it. If you enjoyed this episode, if you didn't enjoy this episode, if you have any kind of opinions on Fight Night, or if you haven't watched it yet and you just want to know a little bit more about it, you know what I'm saying, want to have a conversation, or if you watch it and want to have a conversation, hit us up personally. You can find me on X or Twitter at Scoots Bronson. I got a link to in my bio, and you can follow me everywhere else there.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. Last episode is 164. Shonda Berry Scott, female that I decided to do on my drug dealer series. So check that out on all major platforms.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. As always, your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you for being tuned in with us. And until the next time, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.
OH, baby, let's go. All right, that's that.